The night she fell from the sky above Mars was dark and quiet. Just like every other night, Liam sat alone in his metal shelter on the edge of the red desert. He was fixing a broken drone, his hands black with grease. The wind outside made sharp whistles, but he was used to that. He had lived alone for 3 years. Far from the city zones, he didn't like people, and people didn't like him back. Liam used to be a soldier, but the war ended badly. He lost his team, his friends, and something inside his heart. Now he just worked as a scavenger, collecting old tech and selling it for food. No dreams, no plans, just silence, until that night, when everything changed. A loud boom shook the ground. His tools fell off the table, and alarms started flashing red. Something had crashed near the outer ridge. Liam grabbed his rifle, put on his helmet, and stepped outside. The red dust storm was still clearing when he saw the crater. In the center, there was a small silver pod. Half buried in the sand, smoke rose from it, and strange blue lights blinked from the sides. He moved carefully, weapon ready, not sure if it was dangerous. But what he found inside was not a bomb or a machine. It was a girl. She looked young. Maybe 20, maybe less. Her skin was pale, almost glowing in the dark. She had long silver hair and a deep cut on her arm. Her eyes, half open, were bright purple, not human at all. She wore a torn cloak with a strange symbol Liam had never seen. She tried to sit up but collapsed with a soft cry. Liam froze. She wasn't human, that much was clear. But she wasn't a monster either. She looked scared, weak and hurt. He lowered his gun. "This is a bad idea," he muttered. But he picked her up anyway, back at his shelter. He placed her on the medical bed. He cleaned her wound and used a translator chip to scan her language. She said nothing, just looked at him with tired eyes. She flinched when he touched her, like she had been hurt many times before that night. She drank water slowly and stared at the ceiling. Liam sat nearby, watching her, confused and curious. Why was she here? Who was chasing her? She didn't look like a soldier or spy, more like a prisoner who had escaped. "I'll let you rest for one night," he told her. "Just one night, and then you go." She didn't reply. But just before she fell asleep, she whispered something. His translator only caught one word. "They're coming." Liam frowned. "Who's coming?" he asked, but she was already asleep. He stayed up thinking. That warning, her wounds, the strange ship, it all felt wrong, and for the first time in years, Liam felt something in his chest. Not fear, not anger, but something close to purpose. He checked the scanners. They were still running normal, but there was static in the west field. Could be weather, or something else outside. The wind picked up again, but this time, it carried a different sound. Not a whistle, but a low hum, deep and cold. Something was flying in the dark sky. Without lights, without sound, watching. Inside the shelter, the alien girl shifted in her sleep. She breathed fast, like she was dreaming of something terrible. Liam stood at the window, his rifle in hand. He didn't know what was coming, but he could feel it. Something was hunting her, and now, it might be hunting him too. He looked back at her, lying small and broken in the bed. He told himself he didn't care. He told himself she was just trouble, but deep down, he knew the truth. The moment he carried her out of that crash, his quiet life was over, and this one night might turn into something he could never walk away from. The morning after forever morning came slowly on the red horizon. The sky was pale pink, dust still swirling from the night's storm. Liam woke first, sitting on the edge of his bed. The alien girl was gone. He jumped up, heart racing. Had she escaped? Was she hurt? He ran outside to check the yard, scanning the red sand. Then he saw her, standing near the solar panels, looking at the rising sun. Her hair glowed silver in the morning light. Her purple eyes seemed brighter now, curious and alert. She turned to Liam and said a single word. "Liam." It was the first time she spoke clearly. Her voice soft, melodic, but with a strange echo. He blinked. She knew his name? "I know," she said, tilting her head. "They are close." Liam froze. Who? Who is close? She didn't answer. She just walked to him and placed her hand on his chest. It was warm, almost human, but he felt something stronger, deeper, as if her touch carried memories, warnings, and power all at once. Liam shook his head. "Look, you can't stay here," he said. "You'll get us both killed." She only smiled faintly, a mix of sadness and hope. "Then protect me," she whispered, "and you will see why I am here." Before he could respond, his perimeter sensors blinked red. Unknown heat signatures were approaching fast. "They're scanning," Liam said, panic rising. "Who is scanning?" She asked, calm, almost too calm. Her eyes glowed slightly. A warning Liam didn't understand. A loud thrum echoed in the sky, like a heartbeat. He looked up and saw sleek black drones gliding silently. They moved in patterns that no human could predict, watching, waiting, circling closer. The alien girl grabbed his arm. "Go," she said, urgency in her voice. "But where?" Liam asked. "Anywhere," she said. "But not here." Liam realized she was not just scared. She was trained, experienced, someone who had survived things he couldn't imagine. And somehow she trusted him. Even though he barely knew her, they ran to his old hover bike. Hidden behind a sand dune, Liam started the engine. And the bike hummed, ready to fly. The drones were closing in. Moving like shadows across the sand, he pressed the throttle, sending them soaring over the red desert. "Who are you?" he asked, as the wind whipped their faces. "I am Alea," she said. "Half human, half Orion. I was made to escape." "Made?" Liam repeated, confused. "Yes," she said, looking at him with eyes full of pain. "And now they want me dead." They landed in a canyon far from the outpost. Hidden from scanners, Liam checked his rifle, his mind racing. He had never fought drones before, never faced enemies like this. But seeing her alive, trusting him, something inside him shifted. "You have no choice," she said softly. "If they catch me, they will catch you too." He swallowed hard. He didn't like this life, didn't like humans or aliens. But he could not leave her alone. Not now, not after one night. They found shelter in a cave, walls covered with red dust. Alea leaned against the stone, scanning the sky with strange instruments he didn't recognize. Then she turned to him, expression serious. "You saved me," she said. "But now, you are part of this too." He nodded, unsure what he was part of. But he felt something he hadn't felt in years, responsibility. Connection. Maybe even hope. Suddenly, a shadow moved at the cave entrance. Liam raised his rifle, heart pounding. But it wasn't a drone or an alien, it was a human. A woman, ragged clothes, eyes wide with fear. "She's coming," the woman said, pointing at Alea. "And they will not stop." Before Liam could respond, a piercing sound hit the canyon walls. The drones had found them again. Alea grabbed his arm, her glow pulsing brighter. "Hold on," she said. "And remember, this is just the beginning." Liam felt his world change in that moment. The quiet life he had lived for years was over. He couldn't run, couldn't hide, and somehow, he didn't want to. That morning on Mars, he realized that one night with her would not end. It would follow him forever. The man with metal eyes. The canyon was quiet for only a moment. Then the air shimmered like heat waves on a desert road. Liam held his rifle tight, his finger trembling over the trigger. Alea's glow pulsed faster, warning him from the shadows. A figure stepped out, tall, armored, with metal covering half his face. One eye glowed red, scanning everything like a machine. He moved without sound, each step precise and deadly. "I'm looking for her," the man said, voice deep and cold. "My name is irrelevant. You will give her to me." Alea took a step forward, eyes blazing purple. "I am not yours," she said calmly. The man tilted his head like she was a puzzle he wanted to break. "You belong to the Orion cartel," he said. "And I always get what I want." Liam stepped in front of her, heart pounding. "You're not taking her," he said, voice steady, though his hands shook. The man's red eye scanned him. "You're just human," he said, easily broken. Then the battle began. The man moved faster than Liam could see, swinging a blade that cut the air with a hiss. Liam fired his rifle, but the bullets bounced off the man's metal chest. Aaliyah's eyes glowed, and she whispered something in her alien tongue. Suddenly, the canyon walls lit up with a blue energy shield. Blocking the man's attack, he growled, frustrated, and pulled out small drones from his belt. They flew around Liam, scanning, analyzing, attacking. Aaliyah grabbed Liam's arm, and the shield expanded to protect them both. "You have power," Liam said, amazed. "Yes," she said. "But not enough." The man lunged through the shield, cutting it partially. Liam barely dodged, rolling to the ground. Aaliyah shouted, and a pulse of light shot from her hands. Knocking the man back, he stood, smirking under his metal mask. "You amuse me, little girl," he said, turning to Liam. "And you will be nothing." Aaliyah's voice was calm, but Liam felt the storm behind it. "I am not little," she said, and her eyes glowed brighter than before. The red drones exploded in a shower of sparks. The man growled, activating a small device on his wrist. A hologram appeared, showing a strange symbol. "The seed," Liam muttered under his breath, recognizing something he had only heard in rumors. Aaliyah's hand hovered over her chest, and Liam realized she carried it. The key to something dangerous, powerful, and forbidden. The man with metal eyes charged again. Faster this time, but Aaliyah moved like water, graceful and deadly. She tapped her hand on the ground, and the canyon rocks floated up, spinning like shields. Bullets bounced harmlessly, drones exploded. Liam realized he was not just protecting her. He was part of something bigger, a war he didn't understand. The man's red eye glowed brighter, scanning for weakness. Then he pulled a strange weapon from his back, a long, thin staff that crackled with energy. "You will die," he said, and struck. Aaliyah countered with a pulse that collided with his weapon, sending sparks flying. The canyon shook, rocks falling from the ceiling. Dust everywhere. Liam yelled, grabbing a fallen drone. Throwing it at the man, it exploded near him. But he barely flinched. The man's laugh was cold, metallic without warmth. "You cannot win," he said. "She is mine." Then Aaliyah whispered something fast, words Liam couldn't understand. Suddenly, Liam's mind filled with images of alien cities, experiments, and the cartel's secret plans. He realized what she carried. The seed was not just a key. It was alive. It could control minds, machines, even planets. And the man with metal eyes wanted it all. Liam stood, shaking, but something inside him changed. He wasn't just a soldier, not anymore. He was a protector, and he would fight, no matter the cost. The battle ended in a flash. The man with metal eyes retreated, disappearing into the canyon shadows. Aaliyah's glow dimmed, exhaustion written on her face. Liam approached her slowly, afraid she might vanish like a dream. "Are you okay?" he asked, voice soft. She looked at him, purple eyes still glowing faintly. "Yes," she said. But this is only the beginning. They didn't know it yet, but the cartel had marked them both. And now, the universe itself seemed to whisper a warning. Something was coming, bigger than drones, bigger than warriors. And Liam and Aaliyah were at the center of it, that night. As they hid in the canyon under a blanket of red dust, Liam realized one thing clearly. This alien girl, Aaliyah, was not just a stranger. She was his responsibility, and he would not let the universe take her away. Asterisk the outlaw and the alien. The sun was gone, leaving the red desert cold and dark. Liam and Aaliyah moved quietly through a narrow canyon. Every sound felt louder at night. A whisper of wind, the crunch of sand, the distant hum of drones. They had to reach the old moon outpost before dawn. It was the only safe place Liam knew, somewhere off-grid, far from Orion's scanners. "This place." "Your friend?" Aaliyah asked, eyes wide as she looked at the jagged cliffs. Liam nodded, tense. "Yes, he's alive." "Maybe, but he's careful. He doesn't trust anyone." Aaliyah studied him, as if trying to understand why a man like Liam would help her. "I don't need trust," she said softly. "I need survival." The outpost came into view, a small dome perched on a rocky hill, flickering lights showing life inside. Liam approached the entrance, scanning for traps. A lone figure appeared in the doorway, tall, wiry, covered in leather and gadgets. "Zeke," Liam muttered, relief and worry mixing in his voice. The man smirked, one eye glowing from a cybernetic implant. Well, Liam. Bringing a guest, are we?" Aaliyah stayed behind Liam, cautious. Zeke studied her with sharp eyes, then nodded slowly. "She's dangerous, isn't she?" he asked, half smiling, half serious. "Yes," Liam admitted. "And hunted," Zeke whistled low, the sound echoing in the outpost hall. "Well, you picked a fine storm to walk into, kid," he said, opening the door wider. "Come inside before the storm catches us both." Inside, the outpost smelled of burnt circuits and machine oil. Screens flickered with old news feeds, weapons hung on walls. Zeke led them to a hidden room behind a wall of crates. "This will keep you off the scanners." "For now," he said. "But they're coming." Liam glanced at Aaliyah. Her glowing eyes reflected worry he couldn't hide. "They will not stop," she said quietly, almost to herself. "They never do," Liam answered, feeling the weight of her words as they settled. Zeke poured them rough drinks from a metal flask. "Drink," he said. "You'll need it." Liam and Aaliyah exchanged a glance, something unspoken passing between them. Trust? Maybe, or something stronger. She had survived worse than any desert storm. But she was human enough to need allies now. Suddenly, alarms blinked on the wall, red flashes and a low siren. Zeke cursed, tapping the keyboard. "They found us. Orion's drones are closing in fast." Aaliyah's eyes glowed fiercely. "They are always late," she said, and smiled faintly, almost human. Then she turned to Liam. "We have to fight. Or run." Before Liam could answer, the door burst open. A figure in black armor slid inside. A pulse rifle aimed at them. Zeke ducked behind a console, firing back with small energy blasters. Liam grabbed his own rifle, stepping in front of Aaliyah. The intruder moved with precision, clearly trained, but not ready for Aaliyah. She lifted her hand, and a force pushed the intruder back against the wall. Metal groaned, circuits sparked. The intruder tried again, but Aaliyah moved faster, knocking him unconscious with a single strike. Liam stared, half in awe, half in fear. "Why didn't you warn me?" he asked. "I did," she said, purple eyes glowing. "But you had to see it for yourself." The fight over, they caught their breath. Zeke shook his head, impressed. "She's not just powerful. She's something else." Aaliyah smiled faintly. But Liam noticed a shadow cross her face. "She is running from the cartel," Liam said. "They won't give up." Zeke's smirk faded, seriousness taking over. "And you?" "You brought them here," he said, looking at Liam. "I had to," Liam replied. "She's important." Night stretched on, silence returning to the outpost. But the feeling of being hunted never left. Aaliyah sat close to Liam, whispering things about the seed, about experiments and plans Liam barely understood. Yet he listened, captivated, realizing she trusted him in a way no one had in years. Hours passed, and outside, the red moon rose high, its pale light spilling across the desert. Shadows moved in the distance, drones. Scouts, maybe worse. Liam clenched his fists, a fire igniting inside him. He would fight, protect, survive, and maybe, just maybe, he would start to care. Aaliyah looked at him then, her expression softening. "Thank you," she said quietly. Liam nodded, unsure what to say. But for the first time, he felt it. Hope, connection, a bond forged in the middle of danger. The cartel might be coming. The universe might be against them. But in that moment, in that tiny outpost on a distant moon, they were not alone, and that was enough. For now. The seed awakens. The moon outpost was silent, but the air felt charged. Liam and Aaliyah sat near the edge of the dome, staring at the red desert below. The stars above were pale against the dusty sky, but something beneath their feet was stirring. Something alive, hidden, waiting. Aaliyah placed her hand on her chest. over the strange glowing device embedded there. "The seed," she whispered. Eyes wide, Liam leaned closer, confused. "What is it?" He asked. "It is more than a key," she said. "It is a mind, a power, a warning." Suddenly, the seed pulsed, a soft blue light, spreading like veins under her skin. Her body shivered, glowing brighter. She cried out, a strange, melodic sound that Liam had never heard. It was painful, beautiful, terrifying. Images flashed in Liam's mind. Alien cities burning, laboratories filled with strange experiments, and faces of people he didn't know. The cartel, the hybrids, the drones, all connected in a pattern only the seed could reveal. "It sees everything," Alea whispered, clutching him. "It knows what's coming." Before Liam could process, the dome shook violently. Alarms blared, red lights flashing outside. Drones swarmed the outpost like black locusts, moving fast, deadly, precise. "They are here," Liam said, heart pounding. "They won't stop," Alea replied, her voice stronger, almost commanding. The seed pulsed faster, its light filling the room. It was alive, aware, and it was ready. Liam grabbed his rifle, but Alea stopped him. "Watch," she said. The seed activated fully, and a wave of blue energy burst from her chest. The drones were thrown back, sparks flying, metal twisting. Some fell, others retreated. But it was clear. This was only a warning, not the end. Breathing heavily, Liam stared at her, awe and fear mixing. You did that?" he asked, voice shaky. "Yes," she said, purple eyes glowing. "But it is not me. It is the seed." "I don't understand," Liam said, trying to steady his thoughts. Alea looked at him, serious. "You will soon. It is alive, it remembers. It chooses who to trust." Then a memory flashed in her mind, or maybe the seed's memory. Experiments, escapes, betrayals, and a warning. The cartel will come with everything they have. They will not stop for anyone. Her eyes widened, and she turned to Liam. "They know where we are," she said. "And soon. They will come for the seed, and for us." Before Liam could respond, Zeke burst in from the control room. "They're not waiting," he shouted. "Ships are in orbit. They've tracked us." Liam looked out the window. Red silhouettes of ships hovered above the outpost, glowing like hunters in the night. Alea stepped forward, the seed glowing brighter, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. "We fight," she said, almost smiling. "Or we die." The first attack hit. A beam of energy cut through the dome wall. Scattering debris, Liam dove for cover, rifle ready. But the seed's energy formed a shield around them. The drones crashed into it, breaking apart in sparks. Alea's eyes glowed brighter, her body trembling with power she had never fully controlled before. Liam realized something terrifying and amazing. The seed was not just a weapon. It was alive thinking, choosing its targets, protecting them, and teaching them. Hours passed, filled with flashes of battle, shouts, and explosions. Alea's glow dimmed, and she fell to her knees. Exhausted, Liam ran to her side, gripping her shoulders. "You're okay," he said. "You're okay." She looked at him, tears in her alien eyes. "Yes, but it is only the beginning," she whispered. The seed pulsed faintly one last time that night, as if promising more, warning more, and demanding more. In the quiet after the attack, Liam understood something clearly. The seed was alive, powerful, and dangerous. And now it had chosen him too, not just Alea, not just the universe. It had chosen a protector, and he could not run from it. Outside, the desert was still, but shadows moved beneath the dunes. Ships hovered silently, waiting, watching. The cartel would not stop, and soon, Liam and Alea would face a storm bigger than either of them had ever imagined. But for now, in the red light of the dying battle, they were together, alive, and stronger than they had ever been, and that was enough. For now, *war on the wreckage moon. The wreckage moon floated silently above the red desert, its jagged surface glowing faintly in the cold starlight. But silence was a lie. The moon was alive with movement. The hum of engines, the clatter of weapons, the whispers of danger. Liam and Alea stood on a cliff edge, looking down at the outpost below. Ships hovered in the sky, black and sharp, their red searchlights cutting through the darkness. The Orion cartel had arrived, and they had brought everything with them: drones, soldiers, assassins, all programmed to take the seed, and they would not stop. Alea's purple eyes glowed, brighter than ever. The seed pulsed under her skin like a heartbeat. "It's now or never," she said softly, voice trembling with power and fear. Liam clenched his fists, gripping his rifle. "I'm with you," he said, determination hardening in his chest. Even if the universe burned, he would not let them take her. The first wave hit. Black ships dropped soldiers into the canyon below. Drones swarmed like angry insects. Lasers slicing rocks and sand. Liam fired, taking down one drone after another. But more kept coming, relentless, unstoppable. Alea raised her hand, and the seed pulsed. A blue wave of energy shot outward, sending soldiers and drones flying. Metal twisted, circuits burned, sparks rained from the sky. But the cartel had anticipated this. More soldiers dropped from the ships, faster, stronger, more precise. Then he appeared, the man with metal eyes, alive, stronger than ever. He had tracked them across the moons and deserts, and now he came for the seed. "And for Liam, you cannot win," he said. Red eye scanning, energy blade humming with deadly force. "I don't care," Liam shouted, stepping forward. "I will protect her, no matter what." The battle raged across the canyon. Drones exploding, rocks flying, fires burning. Alea moved with grace and power, the seed pulsing, energy bending around her. Liam fought alongside her, shoulder to shoulder, heart racing. Bullets and energy flying past. It was chaos, beauty, and terror all at once. Then a surprise, Zeke appeared, but not as an ally. A strange device in his hand, energy crackling. He fired at Alea. Liam dove, pushing her out of the way. "Zeke?" Liam shouted, disbelief and anger mixing. "I'm sorry," Zeke said, voice cold. "The cartel promised power. They will kill us if I don't." Alea's eyes flared, the seed pulsing violently. Blue light shot from her hands, and Zeke screamed as the energy engulfed him. But Liam saw the fear, the regret. Zeke wasn't evil, he was trapped. "Leave him," Liam shouted. "We can't lose more people." But Alea shook her head, whispering in her alien tongue. The seed had decided. Zeke was a threat, and the universe did not forgive mistakes. Then came the collector, the man with metal eyes, his blade clashing with the seed's energy. The sky itself seemed to tremble. Liam jumped in, taking shots, throwing debris, creating openings. But the collector was strong, fast, almost unstoppable. Alea's glow dimmed from exhaustion, and Liam realized the cost. "Go," she shouted. "Take the seed and run." "No." Liam shouted back, "I'm not leaving you." Their eyes met, and in that moment, something shifted. Trust, love, desperation, determination. They were more than allies now. They were a force together, unstoppable in their bond. The final clash came. Liam lunged at the collector, tackling him into the canyon wall. Alea raised the seed, energy expanding, engulfing the collector in blue flames. He screamed, metal melting, circuits frying, and then silence. The collector was gone, dissolved into nothing. But the cost was high. Liam had been struck, bleeding, falling to the rocks below. Alea ran to him, catching his head in her lap, purple eyes filled with tears. "You can't die," she whispered, shaking him gently, the seed pulsing, light filling them both. Liam coughed, blood dripping from his lips. I'm not leaving you," he said, voice weak but eyes filled with fire. A blue light enveloped them, energy from the seed flowing into Liam, healing, saving, connecting. The battle was over, but the scars remained outside. The wreckage of the moon was still smoking. Ships were gone, drones destroyed, silence returning. But Liam and Alea knew the cartel would not stop. The universe had seen the power of the seed, and now They were the targets, stronger, closer, and bound forever by blood. Battle and trust, that night on the wreckage moon. Liam held Elia close. She whispered, "You were never just one night." And he realized, even in the chaos, forever had begun. He was her forever. The red sun rose slowly over the horizon, casting long shadows across the wreckage moon. The air was still, heavy with dust and silence. Liam opened his eyes, feeling different. The seed had done more than heal him. It had changed him, connected him. He could feel its energy running through his veins, syncing with his heartbeat. He was stronger, faster, alive in ways he hadn't imagined. Alea sat nearby, watching him, purple eyes glowing faintly. "You're different," she said softly, awe in her voice. He smiled weakly, reaching for her hand. "The seed. It didn't just save me," he said. "It made me part of something bigger, part of you." Outside, the wreckage of the battle still smoldered. But for the first time, Liam didn't see fear, only possibility. The Orion cartel had been defeated, at least for now. The universe seemed quieter, holding its breath. And in that moment, humanity had a new hope. Alea's lips curved into a small, genuine smile. "Forever." She whispered, "It starts now." Liam nodded. Heart pounding, they had survived battles, betrayals, and death itself. And now, they were free, together, stronger than ever. Then a soft humming filled the air. The seed pulsed, glowing brighter than ever. A holographic projection appeared, showing stars, planets, and alien worlds. It was alive, aware, and choosing. The seed's final message was clear. "You are the guardians, the protectors." Together, Liam looked at Alea, and for the first time he understood. It hadn't been one night, one battle, one escape. It had been a journey to something larger, something eternal. And now, they were ready to face the universe, side by side. He took her hand, holding it tightly. "I promise," he said, voice low but certain. "No matter what comes, we face it together." Alea's eyes shimmered with tears and light. "Yes," she said, "forever. We are forever." The desert stretched endlessly, red and silent, ships in the distance, the remnants of war. But Liam and Alea stood together, unafraid, the seed pulsing gently between them. A promise of power, love, and hope, hand in hand. They walked toward the rising sun. A new dawn for humanity, for aliens, for hybrids. A new dawn where courage, trust, and love were stronger than fear. A dawn that would be remembered, because it started as one night, but forever. Did not end so easily, and in that quiet golden light, Liam realized something that would echo across the stars. He had taken the alien girl for a night, and in return, she had given him forever.